Metal explodes behind you. The room shakes violently. Panels rip from the walls. Someone screams your name. A blinding blue light tears upward through the reactor shaft. The floor disappears beneath your boots. And in that second, you realize this was never a test. Cut. You weren't expecting danger tonight. It was supposed to be procedural. A late-night safety test. Controlled conditions. Measured outputs. Everything documented. The kind of shift where nothing memorable happens. The control room smells faintly of heated metal and dust from old wiring. Analog panels line the walls in symmetrical rows. Gauges tick steadily. Red and green indicator lights blink in familiar rhythm. You've stood here dozens of times. It feels routine, but routines hide fragility. One of the operators leans closer to a gauge. The power output is slightly higher than expected. Not critical. Not yet. Just enough to require adjustment. A control rod position is checked. Another technician flips a switch to regulate coolant flow. Voices are calm, focused, still professional, still confident. But beneath that calm, Reactor 4 is unstable in a way no one in this room can fully see. The floor hums faintly. At first, you assume it's machinery, the low constant vibration of a plant that never truly rests. But this vibration feels different. It pulses unevenly, like pressure building inside something sealed too tightly. Another gauge moves, then another. They aren't jumping randomly. They're climbing, slowly at first, then faster. The emergency shutdown system should stabilize this. It has before. Procedures are followed carefully. Buttons are pressed in correct order. Hands move with training and discipline, but the response is delayed. There's a lag, a hesitation, like the reactor is no longer listening. One engineer mutters that the readings must be faulty. Instrumentation errors happen. Calibration drifts. Another shakes his head. The numbers are too consistent to be a glitch. They're rising with intent. The coolant pressure begins to fluctuate. You hear a metallic groan below the control room floor. It's subtle, not loud enough to trigger alarm, but heavy, deep, structural, like steel resisting something it cannot contain. The air feels warmer. No alarms, no sirens, just heat. You wipe sweat from your forehead and glance back at the output gauge. It spikes, higher than before, higher than it should ever be during a test like this. Voices begin overlapping now. Not shouting, not yet, but urgency has entered the room. One operator suggests aborting immediately. Another insists the shutdown sequence is already in progress. Then the floor jolts. Not violently, but enough. Dust falls lightly from the ceiling fixtures. A wrench slides off a nearby panel and hits the floor. Everyone freezes for half a second, the kind of silence that happens when instinct overrides logic. You feel something building beneath you. Pressure. Massive pressure. The control rods should be absorbing the reaction. They aren't. There's a moment where no one speaks. You hear only the low mechanical hum of the reactor and a distant grinding sound rising from deep below the structure. Then the lights flicker. Not off, just long enough to make your stomach drop. When they surge back on, something is different. The glow isn't from the ceiling. It's from below. A faint blue radiance leaks through the grating near the reactor shaft. At first it seems like reflection, a trick of the light, but it intensifies. The metal floor beneath you begins to glow with an unnatural hue. Someone whispers, "What is that?" No one answers. The blue grows brighter. Not like fire, not like electricity. It's cold, alien. It climbs upward in a column through the core structure, casting long distorted shadows across the control panels. Faces turn pale beneath its light. One man steps backward. Another stands frozen, unable to process what he's seeing. And then, the reactor ruptures. The shockwave is not cinematic. It is violent and physical. Concrete fractures. Steel tears. The upward blast hurls debris into the control room. Panels explode outward in showers of sparks. The ceiling cracks open as pressure escapes with catastrophic force. You are thrown sideways. The blue column intensifies for one impossible second, then vanishes into smoke and dust. The room collapses into chaos. Coughing, shouting, falling debris. And outside, Reactor 4 is no longer contained. The night above Chernobyl is no longer dark. It glows,